inches.
All right, there you go. 6 inch, y'all. Hey, everybody. We're back for our final segment of this show because we switched the order, which is Teachable Moments, because we had to give B her own section and we ain't sure how long this going to go. So I was like, all right, how we going to do this? So our teachable moment, or our lesson of the lesson, is make lemonade out of lemons, which we see our dear B has decided to do. So this past Saturday, which was April 23rd of 2016.
At 9 p.m.
At 9 p.m. She dropped on HBO. And let's talk about how she made sure we could all see it and we didn't know we could all see it. HBO then made it free for all networks.
Is that what happened?
It was free all weekend.
Really?
Because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that.
She said they ain't gonna have to have it. I'm gonna need for y'all to open up the floodgates and let them know what y'all doing. So maybe after they watch my stuff, they might keep it. But you gonna let my folks see my stuff because we got something I gotta tell them.
You know, Prince did that before. He gave his album away.
And you know what? I
for
think
free.
What people don't get is that Beyonce understood and studied these legends, and she understood that. I remember one time in her documentary, she spoke to how Michael Jackson releasing an album was a family event. You would sit down and watch the release of that album, and I think she took it upon herself to recreate that in our generation, and has been the only one who can do so successfully. So there you go. So in my interpretation of the album, is that she took it as a moment to air out maybe some of her dirty laundry in a similar way that her good girl Kelly Rowland decided to in her previous album. And she took it as an opportunity to put it in the music opposed to having interviews, because we know she don't play like that.
You gonna pay her for her pain or whatever. You gonna pay her for these words. I'm not doing the interview. You just gonna have to pay me to listen to it.
We do coins for crushed hearts, okay?
Right, exactly.
So at the very, so you guys want to jump into it or just,
How did you feel about it?
I'm scared to talk about B. Let me make this joke, because this is me thinking about it. I had whole conversations with myself, so this is why I get up on here and really be talking to y'all, because I really just be talking to me, honestly. But I love y'all too. But I was like, I'm scared to talk about B, because first of all, you got to be careful when you talk about B, because there's things I think about that I would never truly say in front of people. But it was like, Jermaine, you only got like all the 5 followers, so what you worried for? It ain't never gonna get back to her.
And the reason why she put it out is so that people can talk about her. She want good and bad press. Bad press is press still, so that's why she want her name in your mouth.
I just feel like I was disappointed by what Song 7, which was Reformation, which is Love Drought on the actual album. Because I was like, she gonna stay with him? I couldn't understand the forgiveness moment. So I feel like in the first, 1 through 5. Yeah, 1 through 5, she talking about how she breaking up with him, how she had an angry moment in the storyline of it, and then maybe 6, 7, 8, she talk about getting over it and them still being all right. 9, which is forward, she talk about them moving forward together. And then 10, which was freedom, which threw me off. That threw me off. I'm like, okay, are you free from him? Are y'all free together?
She's saying she's free to, because there's a part in there that says that she broke the chains by herself. And if you saw the other part, there was one, I think the first song, where she said, the lies roll off your lips, you remind me of my father. That's the chain of her and her father cheating on her mother. And then you have also the chain of, now I watched my father cheat on my mother, and now my husband is cheating on me. So this is the freedom part, is that she's free from the chains. And I guess Blue Ivy going to be free from those chains too, because it's a cycle. So she broke that cycle, I think. It's just, you had to listen to actually what she's saying in it. Like, she also said, I'm going to keep running because a winner never gives up on herself, or something like that. So that's the freedom part, that she's going to keep going. She's not going to give up on her. She broke the chains of whatever, the cheating, infidelity, the non-forgiveness, and she's going to move on. That's the freedom part. This whole album, I think, was her freeing herself from the chains of the pain that she felt, the anger that she felt, and the apathy that she felt. So she took us through this whole journey to me, and now she's free because she did it. So.
As if to say, there's nothing else none of y'all could talk about or say about me, because I said it all. And I'm free now, because I don't have to feel embarrassed about it. It's out there. You know, what else? What else you got?
Yeah. I think that's the freedom part. So
since we said our lesson was lemonade out of lemons, can we just before we get into it for real, let me just take a moment to make a joke. I feel like B, what happened? Because the official lemonade of this album should have been Be Sweet Lemonade. What happened? like, can we get our girls some coins too?
But I did see that meme. Like, y'all out here running to get lemonade now. You need to be going to buy Be Sweet Lemonade and not Simply Lemonade. So support this little girl who's doing great things with her lemonade.
Oh,
yes.
I wasn't here.
You not aware?
I'm not
about
here.
Be Sweet?
No.
She's an 11-year-old black girl who basically she got her grandmother's lemonade recipe and she innovated it because she said that she uses flaxseed and she was fascinated with the honey. She uses honey.
Natural sweeteners. Right. No sugar.
And so she was fascinated with that. And so she sold it or whatever. She went on Shark Tank first and got the $60,000 prize.
To do labeling and branding.
Right. And now she's at Whole Foods. Now she's being her product is being sold nationwide at Whole Foods. So
she's 11 years old and got an $11 million contract with Whole Foods.
Yes.
Yeah. So, if you're gonna be promoting lemonade because of lemonade, let's make sure it's Be Sweet Lemonade.
It would have been dope if she was in the video.
It would have been dope, wouldn't it?
I'm sure they're in touch now.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty sure.
Okay, the component that I kind of wanted to talk about this week in regards to the album was forgiveness. Because, like I said, come song, whatever song she decided, whatever song featured Jay-Z, and I should know this, but I'm a fan, but I guess I'm not a super fan because I had to Google her birthday, September 4th. I don't know that off the top of my head. It's too much stuff up there. Like, it takes a lot of time to be a super fan. But anyways, I was just like almost disappointed in her.
For forgiving him?
For forgiving him. I'm like, if you was gonna forgive him and stay, I don't think you should have said nothing.
Are you disappointed that she forgave and stayed, or just because she forgive? Because you can forgive a person and still leave them.
Forgave and stayed. I would have rather her left. But honestly, if I'm keeping it all the way real, things I shouldn't say about B out loud. I never wanted her with him. I thought, as an independent, strong woman, I just forever wanted to see her by herself. And if she ever did give a man to stepmanize him, like, okay, we together, but you back there, like, I'm the Oprah of this, I'm holding it down on my own. But as I grew up, now Beyonce came out when I was like, 12 years old. This is a 12-year-old's thought. As I grew up, I understand that a strong black woman deserves a strong black man, so she doesn't have to take on all that by herself. But
she will if she have to.
I was still disappointed. I was like, really?
Well, see, it depends on I think we talked about this in some earlier podcasts where it depends on what the woman or anybody's threshold is, because sometimes cheating is not certain people's threshold. Sometimes they can take the cheating. I'm not one of them. That's a deal breaker for me. Other people, that's not a deal breaker. It may not be a deal breaker for her. It's not a deal breaker for her if she's staying. Maybe she changed her mind and changed her line and figured out that maybe it's not a deal breaker for me, So we don't know what people's thresholds are for where they draw the line. And obviously, if she forgave him and she stayed, then that was secondary to some of the other things that were more important to her. From my perspective, I don't know. In my mind, she could be with him all day long and still be absent.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I'm not disappointed in her.
I mean, it's the same thing. You can equate why you can ask yourself why Hillary Clinton stayed.
Right.
You can ask yourself the same
Okay,
thing.
I understand why she stayed. I'm disappointed.
Why do you what do you understand why
Take me
she
back
stayed?
Take me back to Ring the Alarm, okay, cuz I'm into these songs. She said
I get it.
I had to check my list of words, all right, y'all. She said, I be damned if I see another chick on your arm. She gonna rock them VVS Stones? Hell no. Like, you are, and she said it in this song. She said it in the second song. Would they be on you if you didn't have the hottest chick in your arm? Mm-hmm. Remember they ran away from you because you were so ugly? You remember that? Mm-hmm. Remember when you ain't had no money and you wasn't the king and I took you on anyways? Remember that? So I think she think like, hold up, player, you wouldn't even made it this far if you didn't get what you a Beyonce. So the last thing I'm gonna let you do is take the other 500 million, a part of my marriage billion, and spend it with Rachel Roy or Rihanna or whoever. He like ours, don't he?
That's why she not leaving.
Like, that's why
she not leaving.
Because sometimes most women, they don't leave just despite the man. Because leaving would be too easy.
I get it.
Easy.
I still get it.
Because now he's going to do just like you
but
said.
Like, wasn't he spending them? Well, he ain't going to spend as much money, but he going to spend some money anyways.
He not going to disrespect her and be out in public like that. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not what that's what you not going to do is be all out in the public. Now, you may do it on the low, yeah, or whatever, but you're not going to be in the public.
They have an arrangement now.
Yeah,
it's just an arrangement now. And if he decides he want to get out the box and be all out there reckless, this album should have showed him how much more reckless she can get. Mm-hmm. This was just a taste of what her reckless could be. This just a small taste. It could get worse than this. If she just go out and match his recklessness, he's going to lose his mind.
Right.
Because she's going to embarrass him all over the creation.
Mm-hmm.
He, like she said, you, okay, now I'm giving you a warning.
I'm not one of those average, no.
She's telling him.
She telling
him.
Basically, this is a, you know how some women, they give them an ultimatum, like, you better get some act right. This was her ultimatum to him. Like, you need to get some act right. I done let everybody know what's going on.
Yeah.
And we cool or whatever now.
Yeah, we cool.
But if anything else pop off, it's going to be an issue.
That's what Hillary told Bill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
But that's why it's just not even just Beyonce. There's a lot of women who forgive and stay. And a lot of times it's not because they may not have had a change of heart. They may hate his guts still, but they're doing it because it's going to be easy. Mm-hmm. You know how you heard the man say, she's not going to give me a divorce. That's why. Because that would be too easy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
What do you think?
As far as what?
Why she stayed? Because what?
I don't understand staying. It's always my natural reaction to leave. Like, you know what? You're not appreciating my presence. So let me show you exactly how it feels not to have it.
Well, that's what she doing.
But
that's exactly what she doing.
I don't think, like, I'm not going to spank you and kiss you on the same album. That whole album would have been spanked.
I will. I'll spank you and kiss you all at the same time.
Because you know what? It's a sinister.
You said you don't teach lessons, though. You just move on.
I teach
This would have been the one lesson I wouldn't have gave.
Well, I would move on because that's my threshold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's where I draw the line. I don't care what's on the table. It's a wrap. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that we not gonna do. We not gonna put my health in danger. We not doing that. Mm-hmm. So that's my threshold. It's not her threshold.
And you said the spank and the kiss. Sometimes you beat somebody's behind and then you kiss them on the forehead and like.
I ain't never did that. Like back even in elementary school when folks used to fight and then be friends after. I'm like, what you doing? What you doing talking to her? What you doing? Didn't y'all fight 2 weeks ago? You are dead to me for life if you put your hands on me. Know it.
But it's like, to me, when I think about the Stand, Forgiven and the Stand, after she done whooped them the first 5 songs or whatever, I think it's a sinister, like, in that, what's the video? The number 2 video where she walking and bashing stuff in with a smile on her face.
Yeah.
She at a place where, you know what?
Yeah. He got to sleep with one eye
exactly.
open, for real.
That is that crazy, like, I'll just whoop your behind and I'm going to smile and say, now, play nice.
You know who has done this effectively? Who has done this as a real good example of being really sinister, for real? Black China. Because that's gangster.
Oh my God.
That's super gangster. That's super gangster for her dude to leave her, to go over to this family, this famous family. And she like, oh no, baby, we all going. We all going. Oh, and by the way, we get married too. That's just gangster sinister right there. And what he gonna do? What he gonna do? I just think the ladies, they didn't came up on some game and said to themselves, "I sure you better not. I could tell you. I tried to tell you, but now I'm about to show you how I could go down."
I think they were both right in that situation. Like, Beyonce was right, China was right. So that gave them leeway to make those choices. But, like, if they was wrong, then it wouldn't have played out in their favor like that. It'd be like, oh, you thought the story was over.
But I think the reason why they did what they did, because they knew they were right. They had, because it's like, okay, I did the same thing. Just, to a point where I showed this person, you thought you were going to get over? Oh, okay, let me show you exactly how. Were you deleting your whole social media presence? Because I knew I was right in that. That regardless of what that person says, I'm right in that situation and you're wrong, and I'm going to expose the wrongness that you are.
I think they're on to something, and I also think that the visual
I
album
can't believe we just compared Black China.
Well, we're just comparing the way they moved in this certain situation. The situation is similar. I mean, it was easy for her. It could have been very easy for her to fade to the black and be as embarrassed.
How do you get to that?
Like all tripped out about that.
To make this truly teachable, because I'm not even, honestly, the Lemons to Lemonade moment, I'm not seeing it. But how do you deal with the forgiveness component? Like, how do you get yourself to that point? Because there's people who I'm like, I really want to like them again, but have not been able to. Like, nope, they could die tomorrow and I wouldn't think twice about it and wouldn't think 3 times about going to the funeral. So, like, how do you get to the point?
That's interesting. I had a conversation about that today. In some regard, there was a person that I did not get along with. I used to work for her. I did not get along with her at all. And she passed away. And so, in an environment, you're not supposed to dishonor the dead. You're not supposed to say anything that's sideways. And I was in a situation where I just wanted to show y'all my true
character real quick.
But she, I mustered up things that I remembered about her that she did do that were good in regards to what we had. But that lady couldn't stand me. And so I was able to extract that out and kind of hoist and lift that up. And that's how I forgave the situation. But
I like that you have to, there's always something about somebody.
It's always something that you beguile of somebody. It's something.
But I think that's the danger of forgiveness almost. Like, that's what allows people to end up in the same situation over and over again, because they keep trying to remaince on that good moment, hoping that it would come back. But in my head,
she and I didn't have a good moment. We always bumped heads. What she did for me was tell me that she wanted me to do some type of work that I was resistant to do. She told me I was good at it, and she wanted me to do it. I didn't want to do it. To this day, because she made me do it, I am good at what she identified in me. That is what I brought up. And for that, I thank her for that.
Okay.
But we didn't like each other.
Right. See, you asked the question, how do you get to that point? To me, you get to that point when you know that the forgiveness part is not for the other person. The forgiveness is for yourself.
Yeah. It's
for you basically, you're forgiving somebody. You're releasing whatever animosity that you have towards that person, because it takes a lot to dislike and hate somebody, and every time you see them, you frown up your face. It takes a lot for that, but it's for you to move on, to move past it, and they're not on your radar. That's how you forgive
I hate
a
that
person.
I feel like I make this about me all the time, but I guess we have to have some springboard, right? Personally, I don't see the benefit in forgiving for myself, because for me, I don't need to forgive, because I've moved on from it. You have ceased to exist. So that animosity or whatever it is, I can see you but not see you. And to me, that has satisfied the forgiveness factor within myself. Like, I'm not mad at you. I'm not trying to harm you when I see you. Matter of fact, next time I see you, I don't see you. And that equates to forgiveness. Like, you know what? Everything you did, everything it was, is now gone. And you don't have to worry about it no more, but know that I don't see you.
But every time you see that person, if you have to muster all of that up, then you have not moved on.
Exactly.
I think I innately have a whatever.
you know, if you ever watch the movie What Love Got to Do with It, it's a scene in there between Angela Bassett and Lawrence Fishburne as Tina Turner and Ike. And remember, he get out the car and he act like he want to shoot her or something, and she be like, "Man,
right,
do what you gonna do."
Right.
Because she's released it.
Exactly.
She have forgiven him.
And moved
and
on.
she have moved on. And because he is so taken aback that she don't get hyped, and that, you know, she ain't trying to stop him from doing things to her or threatening her, he just get back in the car and like, she really
crazy.
have moved on.
I think that was that speaks even further into what I was saying. That was like, I don't see you moment. I don't see you if you over here trying to apologize. I don't see you if you over here trying to cause trouble. I'm not even moved by you. You can come in here with the gun, because I don't see you. I'm about to go do this show. That's what's ahead of me. That's what I see right now. You ain't even a barrier. I'm about to walk through you, because you're going to move yourself out the way when you realize you're not here in my universe.
So, to me, my thing is, no one is ever perfect. So we're always going to, even though we don't mean to, we may do something to offend somebody else. And at that time, you're going to have someone, or you're going to look for somebody to forgive you for what you've done. So you can't be so quick to say, I don't want to forgive this person, and then you look for forgiveness when you do something unintentionally that may have hurt somebody else. Everyone's going to need forgiveness at some point. So I think that's kind of like you putting good vibes out to the universe, that good things are going to come back to you in the event that you do something unintentionally to hurt somebody. So that's how I look at it. I forgive people because somebody has forgiven me, and somebody's going to have to forgive me because I'm not perfect. So I don't look to do it on purpose, but I might do something where I need forgiveness for it.
I'm in like, how long have we been talking about this? Because this is where we're going to end it. I'm in a rock and hard place about that, because I had actually retweeted something earlier. Not retweeted, but like shared something. It was like, something along the lines, I don't believe in apologies, because you don't necessarily feel bad about your actions. You feel bad about the consequences of said actions. If it was to occur, and if you were able to sacrifice my emotions again, you would, if the consequences didn't turn out the way they were. You get what I'm saying? Like, they feel like people apologize, not because they feel bad about what they did, because they feel bad about the reaction of what they did.
What's interesting about that is that when we resume our conversation on the book that we proposed to the readers, the 4 agreements,
that's where we're going to end.
If we looked at this from a 4 agreements perspective, everything that you said would just not even be a thought. Okay. It wouldn't even be a thought, because in the 4 agreements, one of the agreements is don't take nothing personal. Just move on. It wouldn't even be about the conversation or the thoughts that are behind this. You did this, and then you really not mad about that, and it wouldn't even be it. I ain't gonna take it personal. Just keep it moving on, and that's one of the agreements. So the explanation behind not taking anything personal just says that you don't need to have explanation or expectation, or you don't need to take in criticism. You don't need to defend nothing. You just need to keep it moving. So that's what they do. They're just saying this is how you keep it simple. This is how you keep the bad energy out. For people that's doing stuff or doing stuff to you, and you could feel a particular way about it. You know, we human, so we will feel a particular way about it. But what the book is saying is, if you apply don't take it personal, then you keep your energy and you keep moving on, and you use your energy for things that are better. That's all it's saying.
All right, you guys, I done made myself tired. So on that note, we're going to end here. We didn't get the joke about our 5 minutes crazy theories. Because I have to do crazy theories because I have about 4 of them. Okay, so Hold Up is actually done in a Caribbean beat. Was that an homage to Rihanna?
I said that.
Okay, no, somebody was here with me.
I did say that.
I said, why she use a Caribbean?
I said that. I said that. In my head, I did say that.
Somebody said that, was it Sandcastle? Whatever the ballad was, where she was singing with so much emotion. Somebody said that was in response, or what Rihanna did, because she has a song on Anti where she's just screaming into the song. She has so much emotions and pain in that song, and I think it was Sandcastles that Beyonce doing the same thing, but she's not. You can hear her voice cracking, and she's trying to hold back tears and all of that. So,
okay.
And did y'all catch that chandelier note she hit in one of the songs? Like, she hit the same arrangement as the chandelier note. No. And I was like,
I missed it.
Oh, is she stunting? Like, I ain't worried about that girl.
No, I didn't. I wasn't hip to that. I had to go back and listen.
I listened to Sorry, and I was thinking to myself, did Beyonce cheat too?
But
I've
she
been
said
thinking
she
about
not sorry.
that.
She could.
I ain't sorry.
Or is she not sorry for saying what she said?
That's where I was. I thought she was. I ain't sorry for nothing I just said through 1 through 5.
Exactly. That's what I got. Like, I put your business out there like that, and I ain't sorry about it either. Yeah, but it could be a double what they call it, a double entendre. Yeah. Because Serena's show was
popping it.
Yeah.
And this is even crazier. And Beehive, don't get mad at me if you ever do catch hold of this. But even later in my career, just don't be mad about me. But Beyonce enlisted Serena to pop that thing for her. Is that like saying, hey, we done popped our thing on the same thing? Did Beyonce cheat with Drake? Why Blue Ivy look so much? No, I'm just playing.
That's all over them fours.
No, they said they were joking in here that Blue Ivy looked just like Jay. So
that's what they said.
It came around. Miss G girl. It came back around like no, she do got that face.
Yeah, she looked just like.
She looked like Drake at the beginning, but then it came back around.
I don't even.
I saw because I don't know. Maybe it's because she's light and she has real dark and curly hair. Maybe they get that because I see Jay-Z all the way.
All the way up in there.
I don't see nobody else but
I don't
Jay-Z.
either.
He can never deny Blue Ivy.
Crazy theory. Did she really, could she possibly be cheating with maybe LeBron? Like, if she had to cheat with somebody, I'm thinking it got to be somebody more prolific than Jay-Z or as
I
prolific.
think if she was cheating, it's going to be with somebody that's unknown.
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh yes, no. And he gonna be real rich. He gonna be like a billionaire. It's not. It ain't even gonna be.
People always saying Jewel's always with her. Her bodyguard.
Oh, she ain't with him.
She
cheat with somebody who an oil chic.
You're not writing no book about me. It's not happening.
Right. She's cheating with somebody who's unknown and somebody who's rich enough.
If she's cheating, allegedly,
that if this were to go south, they're not looking to get rich off of a story. Because they got their own money.
They don't have no interest in that.
Was there any more weird theories we could come up with from any of this? Oh, my last one. Formation never made it on into the actual HBO special.
Oh.
Yes, it did. In the credits.
But she's already released a video, so it's like, what's the point of releasing that in there?
True. But now Formation means something totally different to me. Because there are side chicks. Is she saying, hold up, y'all getting out of control. I done caught you calling the house. Rihanna, I feel like you done referenced me one too many times on Anti. I'm gonna need y'all to get information. Because I'm first, everybody else need to fall back. I'm gonna need you to get information, okay? Side chicks, find your side parts.
But she said dust the side chicks. So she ain't telling them to get information for nothing. She said ashes to ashes, dust to side chicks.
Crazy theories. That was it. All right, you guys, join us in the next 2 weeks where we're going to kind of dig in on that forgiveness issues via 4 agreements with our book club segment. We're going to actually finally put that in the show. And I've said it here again, so you're going to hold us to it. And catch me next week. I don't know. It might just be me. I might have some guests. But you know what is guaranteed? Mr. Clark. All right, you guys, have a beautiful evening. Stay listening to Lemonade. And if you got to quench your thirst and add some lemonade to your life, hopefully it'll be sweet lemonade. And you'll make it extra from lemons. So for the lemon, in my head, I had like something I wanted to say, like the sugar in the lemonade out of the lemons is forgiveness. But we know B Sweet ain't used real sugar. She used honey.
All right,
so what does that mean? All right, keep making lemonades, folks. And you have a lovely evening. That's the show.